Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So remember, my readings are for your sun, moon, and ascendant. So whether you're a moon or rising sign Libra, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to give you a clearer picture of how they speak to you. So for your key to the week, you have the Lovers card. So yes, this is about love. Yes, it's about relationships, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But remember, this card is all about choice. This is about looking at the options that you have. This week, there may be more options than you figured. It may even be that you are given, I don't want to say like an ultimatum, but it might feel like that at the time you are offered a choice. So it may be that you're having to choose between this and that, them and them. You know, this week, if you find yourself in the position where you are having to make a snap decision, just, you know, kind of be aware that this is likely to be coming up. Now, when it comes to your relationships and your partnerships, there's something this week that your partner, so for those of you that are partnered, your partner may very well say to you, I need you to do this with me. And, you know, you're going to be weighing up the options and the facts just like you do. So with that, let's get into your actions and options. You have the Death card. So it looks like you are at somewhat odds with the people around you. And the reason I say this is because you've got the Death card, which means you realize that something has come to its completion, its culmination, or its ending. You are fully aware that something can go no further, or that you will take something no further with you. And that's a really good place to be, because it means that you're acting from a place of, you know, personal authority and response. But it does kind of suggest, because you've got that Lovers card there, whatever it is that you are choosing not to continue forward with, this may create some sort of you might have to, you know, you might just have to look at the options and say, right, okay, how can I mediate this? But it looks like whatever this may be, you are done with, right? You're like, you know what, I'm hands off with this. I'm over it. I'm done with it. For your communications and conversations, you have the Queen of Wands. So look at this, right? You've already decided that something's coming to an end or coming to a close, and you're moving ahead towards that path. Your communications, you have the Queen of Wands, which suggests that you're having to set or create or draw a very firm boundary this week. So you may have to say no to someone, you may have to lay down the law, you may have to really set someone straight, or another way that this could play out as well, you might find yourself having to correct something that somebody has either said about you or to you. It's kind of like, I almost feel like a lot of you are going to be like, what? Hang on a sec, where is that coming from? Like, I need to know what the source of this information is so that I can shut that shit down now. Do you know what I mean? Like, it looks like it's going to be something that you will be quite maybe not necessarily surprised about, but it will be something that you're quite kind of like, no, this is not happening. You know, I see you being very resolute with this. So for those of you that work for somebody else, maybe this is something that a colleague has said to a boss, or maybe one of your peers has said to another. You know, it could be anything, as something as trivial as, oh, you know, they've said that they don't like you, when what you actually said was, I don't like the way that they've gone about, you know, whatever project we're working on at this moment in time. This week, it kind of feels like whatever hearsay is going on, you are going to have to set the record straight. And I see you doing this like in a really firm manner. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, etc., this is going to see you really having to define what the options are, because I kind of feel like you're in some sort of talk or negotiation with someone, and it's like they're talking a really good game, and it's like, oh, you know, there's all going to be this and there's going to be this, but it's like none of it's really substantial. Like, there's nothing actually set in stone. It's all kind of up in the air with ideas at the moment. And, you know, Librans being Librans, they like to see something concrete before they commit, and it kind of feels like there isn't anything this week. So just be aware of that. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, again, you know, when it comes to the partnership, when it comes to maybe somebody asking you for your opinion on something this week, it kind of feels like your opinion is probably going to be the unpopular one, but you must hold to it regardless, right? Whatever your stance is on the subject of communication or the subject of conversation, I was looking for, that's the word, whatever the subject of conversation is, your viewpoint is your unique viewpoint, and nobody has the right to sway you from that. Hold fast. For your money and materials, you've got the Empress. This is beautiful. I really like this actually, because the Empress is all about the fruitful endeavors that can grow for you. So when it comes to money, it may be that specifically actually, maybe a woman that you know, work alongside, maybe somebody gives you a tip or an idea, or will help you with your own business or your own work in order to maximize the results that you can get from what you're already doing. So there's no big change here, it's just adaptation of whatever is already kind of in place, which I really like. For your physical health and vitality, if you are going to have any challenges this week, it's likely to be with the throat and the neck. Really interesting that this should come up, because like I said, this week you're going to have to set a really firm boundary or to draw a line of some sort. So it's interesting that if you are going to have any challenges, it will be here. And one of the marks of a deficient throat chakra is being unable to speak your truth or to speak your own personal authority. So be aware of that this week. And then for your home and environment, and this is great for the home, but I will say this week the home has to be whatever the home's purpose is, to be a sanctuary from the elements, from the outside world, from outside influences, the place that you retreat to when you need to, do you know what I mean? Like it's the place that you should feel most safe and able to be your unique self. Now, coupled with the Death card, this does feel for me like this week at some point it kind of feels like you're just going to be like, you know what, I just want to shut the door, shut the curtains, I'm going to have my moment. Do you know what I mean? It's not the Hermit card, but I do get the feeling that there is that kind of, I don't want to say melancholia because that sounds so dramatic, but you know, kind of along those lines. It's like, you know what, I'm just going to kick back, I'm going to chill, I'm going to enjoy me. For your love and relations, you have the Empress, I've already said that. You have the Queen of Cups. She's right underneath the Queen of Wands. Now, two queens together, when they come up like that in the tarot, represent sincere friends. So it's going to be through your friends this week that you know, that maybe that's going to be the boost to the finances that comes through. This is a trusted person, a trusted somebody that you can speak to, a confidant of some sort. And especially the fact that they come through the guise of the Queen of Cups, this is somebody that really has your best interests at heart, may possibly be a mother figure or, you know, an aunt, you know, somebody that you can turn to that has either a very maternal energy about them or even a matriarchal energy about them. So I like this. That's where you're going to find your allies this week. And, you know, don't be afraid to do whatever you need to do to nurture and nourish yourself. Now, for those of you that are single, it's very likely to be through the friendship circle that you are meeting someone this week. So if somebody says to you like, oh, you know, I've got this, you know, this girl or this guy that would actually be perfect for you, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, all right? Because you never quite know. Sometimes our people do know us well enough to match us up with somebody. Most time, you know, and it's really funny, isn't it? When friends and family say like, oh, you know, I know somebody and I think they'd be really good for you. And it's like, so basically we're the only two solo, you know, single people in the group and you want to pair us off so that we're not sad and lonely, right? Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Thank you, but no. You know, sometimes it is that, but this week I actually don't think that's the case. I think this week that whoever it is that's kind of saying, actually, you know what, I've got somebody in mind for you, they've picked well this time. All right, so don't give them their benefit of the doubt. For your those of you that are partnered and in relationships, this is you nourishing and nurturing the partnership. And it looks like this week as well, maybe a friend is going to help you mediate your situation. Now, 9 times out of 10, I always say, even if it's a friend, don't involve them in your relationship, sort it in-house. But this week, whatever challenge you and the partner may be having or may not be able to see eye to eye on, there is a resource in a friend, like I said, you know, matriarch of some sort. There is a resource that you have in your lives that is able to be objective enough, because they care enough about both of you to help you fix the problem at hand. So this would be one of those rare weeks where I would say to you, yes, it's okay to bring a third party in to kind of help you navigate a challenging situation. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.